Hi YouTube, welcome to another weekly video. This time I want to talk about core strength. So core strength is very important in calisthenics because it helps us perform the movement. Because if you can't maintain that posterior pelvic tilt, it's going to be practically impossible to perform push-ups, pull-ups, L-sit pull-ups, dragon flags, front levers, back levers, planches, everything. So strong core is a must in calisthenics. If however you don't have a strong core, it will be very difficult to perform certain movements and you're gonna lack progress in certain elements just because you're lacking core strength. So let me give you an example. This is my friend Tomasz. He used to train fitness, but now he started doing calisthenics. He has very nice looking abs, but very shitty core strength. For example, when Tomasz is performing the half-lay front lever, you can see that his core always gives up first. His legs drop, his retraction is strong, his lats are strong, but the core actually gives up first, and that's why the hold ends. Also, when he's performing dragon flags, you can see he always goes anterior, and then it's impossible for him to pull in that position. The same thing happens in the back lever. Always when he lowers down, it's very hard for him to maintain posterior pelvic tilt. He always goes anterior and then he's always in that banana position. So if you have the same problems as my friend Tomasz, if it's very hard for you to maintain posterior pelvic tilt, then you need to work on your core strength, because most of the elements in calisthenics consist of posterior pelvic tilt. So we need to fix that. I'm gonna show you 2 exercises that you can do that are really gonna improve your core strength and your posterior pelvic tilt. Let's begin. The first exercise are hanging leg lifts. I know you know this one, but we're gonna do it a little bit differently. We're not gonna start in a complete hang, we're gonna start in a nice dish position. So nice hollow position. Boom. So this is the starting position. From here, we just lift the feet up as high as we can and bring them back in this dish position. Never are the legs here. You don't do this. None of that shit. Bring the legs up as high as you can and bring them back down. Make sure you're not using your back here. So make sure not to lift the hips up. This is not a good thing. I don't want to see that. So keep the hips down and bring the feet up just as high as you can and slowly lower them back down into the hollow position. Also make sure to point your toes and keep your legs straight. Now let me show you different progressions of the hanging leg lift. And the second exercise we're gonna use is the supine hollow press. So let me show you how it looks like. From sitting like this, lower the bar like this. Make sure you're in a nice hollow position. Then press back up to here. But before we can attempt this one, we need to make sure we have a strong hollow position. Create posterior pelvic tilt, lift the feet up, straight legs, and chest also up like this. Lower back always in contact with the floor. Arms like this or like this. If you need to strengthen this, then I suggest doing this with a partner. So if you have a partner that's pushing your knees and your chest down, and if you can hold that for 10 seconds with his resistance, then that's a very good set for strengthening your dish position. So 10 seconds against partner resistance. Make sure to breathe and make sure your lower back is always in contact with the floor. Once you feel very comfortable in the dish position, then it's time for supine hollow press. We're gonna use a stick. Later on you can use a weighted plate, or you can use barbell and put on weights. This is an amazing core exercise, but it has to be done correctly. Put your arms up, make sure the bar is directly above your head, and from here start lowering the bar and curl down your spine. So make sure you don't do this make sure to curl down your spine. So from here, I'm curling down my spine, let the weight go in front of you, then maintain posterior pelvic tilt. Your feet should go up a little bit, lower the bar to here. Make sure you're not opening your chest, so stay in this hollow position, and from here, press back up. Boom. When you will do this one weighted, you're gonna find out that it's actually very hard to balance, and you're gonna find out that your core is working a hell of a lot. Also, if you're doing this one weighted, it's a good exercise for your shoulders, so you can actually do this as an assisted exercise for the planche, for example. If you guys are wondering how should I implement this into my training, well, it's as simple as that. I showed you 2 exercises, just pick the progression that you can actually perform for about 5 to 8 reps. So 1 progression from first exercise, 1 progression from the second one. Do each exercise 5 sets, 5 to 8 reps, and have a 3 to 4 minute break in between. We're training for strength here, this is not endurance, you should not feel the burn the whole time. This is strength training, so make sure to have 3 to 4 minute rest, do 5 sets of each exercise, you don't have to do more. So altogether that's 10 sets. I suggest doing this 3, maybe even 4 times a week. Brother, you're gonna see some changes. And if you strengthen your core, you'll see that your progress is much faster with the other elements. I hope I helped, guys. I'll see you guys next Monday, and best of luck with your core training. Peace.